This morning, the chief of police in Richland Center is under investigation. We'll have the very latest. And as the search continues today, the child who went missing in the Wisconsin River has now been identified by police. We'll tell you what we've learned overnight.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It is June 21st, the first official day of summer and the longest day of the year. We finally made it.
Yeah, love it. Summer officially starts at 10:54 this morning, so a few hours yet of spring, but boy, that extended forecast is very summer-like. Take a look at this shot, Josh. I gotta be careful when I say that. I could say some bad words saying that.
No, don't do that.
No. We have no clouds in the area yet this morning, but they are already moving in from the west. So we're going to lose the sunshine today. Temperature is actually up a degree in Madison. Last hour was 54, now it's 55. 54 in Janesville, a little closer to 60 in southwestern Wisconsin. A pretty nice day coming up with temperatures climbing into the mid-70s. Relatively low humidity today, which is good news. There is an outside chance for a shower or thunderstorm, mainly southwest of Madison, later on this afternoon. Better chances for rain, though, as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in Maine weather. Let's get you updated on traffic now. No major issues here in Madison or around Dane County. Looks like travel on the Beltline and the interstate still going at posted speeds right now.
So my 10th grade English teacher always said that this was his least favorite day of the year because he knew it was all downhill from here.
That's true. The days start getting shorter
Which
tomorrow.
is crazy. But yeah, we're still looking forward to obviously the nicer weather. It's going to be feeling a little bit more like summer around here. So
it will, and that's nice because we had kind of a cold, wet spring. So
it feels like we've had a bad 6 months. So
yeah, the first week of summer break for the kids has been not so summer-like.
Let's help with that. All right, Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
New this morning, officials have identified the missing child in the Wisconsin River as an 11-year-old Grand Marsh boy. Officials will start their third day of searching to try and recover the body of Jamison Owen Dean Miller. Miller was reported missing around 6 Tuesday night near the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources natural area. He was swimming with his family along the beach when he went underwater and never resurfaced. The chief of police in Richland Center, Lucas Clements, is currently under investigation by the state. News 3 Now received information from someone who lives in that town that the Department of Criminal Investigations is conducting that investigation. The sheriff of the county confirmed that to us, but he couldn't confirm the nature of the investigation. A member of the City Police Commission confirmed that Clements is on administrative leave. Clements has been the chief in Richland since 2015 and in that department for around 16 years. In that time, we couldn't find any other public indications of misconduct. Chief Clements declined to answer our questions about the investigation. Right now, an agency is looking into what happened when a man died while officials were trying to book him into the Richland County Jail Wednesday night. Deputies arrested 25-year-old Kevin Flint after they said they found drugs and paraphernalia in the car he was in. They took him to jail, but while he was being booked, the sheriff said he had a medical reaction and later died at the hospital. The sheriff says drug use is a big problem in the county, and it's getting to a point where people who live there don't know what to do.
They just are unable to help them right now. It's just that rampant out there. So we're here. We're here to help you. I've always told everybody that my hand's out, reach for it.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office is now investigating what happened. The sheriff is waiting to release more details until the autopsy and toxicology report is in. We spend a lot of time talking about the opioid epidemic, but law enforcement across the state are highlighting the issue of meth, too. WPR reports that last year, about 1 in every 5 drug cases at the state's crime lab involved meth. That's more than heroin and fentanyl combined. In the last 10 years, it shows meth use has outpaced both those drugs, jumping from 6 to 20% of reported cases. The state legislature is set to vote next week on a 2-year spending plan drafted by GOP leaders. If one more Republican senator votes no, that budget will not pass. 2 Republican senators already say they won't vote in favor of the plan. Governor Evers refused to say whether he will veto that bill if it does make it to his desk. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says party leaders don't plan on making significant changes to appease the senators who oppose it. Also at the Capitol, Republican lawmakers and abortion opponents are calling on Governor Evers to sign 4 abortion bills he's promised to veto. Supporters of the measures held a rally at the Capitol, while abortion rights advocates dressed as characters from The Handmaid's Tale and held signs in opposition. Republican leaders signed copies of the bills that passed earlier this month. The governor's spokesperson says he still plans on vetoing those measures. Lawmakers are also trying to pass what's known as the Contraceptive Care Act. This would give women access to a 12-month prescription for any birth control that doesn't expire after a year. Right now, Wisconsin health insurance only covers birth control prescriptions for 30 or 90 days. The bill is supported by female lawmakers from the Democratic and Republican parties. 5 minutes past 6 o'clock on a Friday morning, Madison native Steve Stricker started the American Family Championship 4 years ago as a way to give back to his community. The captain of the 2020 Ryder Cup team returns to University Ridge every June for the tournament, which doubles as a fundraiser. And that's where we find our Christina Laurie live this morning. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Josh. The AmFam Championship is much more than just a golf tournament. It's one of the largest fundraisers of the year for the American Family Children's Hospital, and that is just one of the many causes. We're joined by Jim, who's the Vice President of Communications for American Family. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, you bet.
So, can you talk a little bit about the charities that this tournament benefits?
Absolutely. We started this tournament 4 years ago, and we set a program up where we would return all the proceeds from the tournament to local charities. Half the proceeds that we raise go to the American Family Children's Hospital, support research, family services, important programs at the hospital. But the other half go to local nonprofits that are providing important services to kids, families, promoting healthy lifestyles. First year we raised $1 million for charity. Last year we raised $2 million. In our 3-year total, we've raised $4.7 million, again, to support the Children's Hospital, but we've distributed 185 other grants to local nonprofits in the first 3 years of the tournament as well.
Wow, $4.7 million. And how do you go about picking these other charities that this money benefits?
Yeah, so it's a really exciting process for us. So we'll take the month right after the tournament ends, wrap up all the accounting, see where the dollars ended up, and then come probably the 1st of August, we'll put out a call for grants to local nonprofits, inviting them to apply. We'll take about 60 to 90 days to do an evaluation. Then late in the year, we make an assessment about what ones fit the best with the Stricker Foundation values and what we're looking to support from a mission standpoint. And then in December, we get to announce the total dollars raised. We invite all the nonprofits who are getting grants to come to an event. The tournament is great, but that grant distribution day is an even better day for us at American Family.
It's like Christmas.
It's
fitting that it's in December. Thank you so much for talking to us, Jim. And hopefully you'll make it out to the tournament because you'll get to see some great golf while also doing a whole lot of good. Back to you, Josh.
All right, Christina Laurie live on a beautiful morning. Christina, thank you so much. $44 million may sound like a lot to you, but that's all that stands between Avengers Endgame and the record for highest grossing movie of all time. The current record holder is Avatar, which made almost $2.8 billion back in 2009. Many thought the Avengers would not be able to topple that record since the movie has been out for 2 months now, but Marvel has announced they plan to re-release the film next weekend with a new post-credits scene. Speaking of the movies, you're going to want to stick around because it is Friday, and that means Will Loper is here, and we're talking all about Toy Story 4. He'll tell us if this will be yet another great installment of that franchise. And this Friday morning is not just the start of the weekend, it's also the start of a new season. Summer is here, and Hattie has a look at some more summer-like weather coming up. This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning from the Hattie-O Patio. A beautiful start to this Friday morning. Still officially spring for just a couple of hours, but summer starts this morning, and we have a very summer-like forecast coming up. Take a look at the summer solstice graphic. Officially, if you're wondering or planning your party today, 10:54 is when summer begins. It's the longest day of the year for those of us here in the northern hemisphere. And temperatures will really start to turn summer-like as we go into next week. We've had kind of a cool, wet spring, but now we're looking at 80s in the forecast through much of next week, and even mid-80s with more humidity. You can bet that as temperatures warm here in Wisconsin, those humidity levels will climb as well. Now we're watching some showers and thunderstorms across the Central Plains this morning. You can see the movement on these showers and thunderstorms is to the south and east. They're following a warm front that is situated across northern Missouri. Look at the severe weather outlook. There is a pretty large area encompassed with that yellow shaded color indicating slight risk. It does get the marginal risk area, though, here in southwestern Wisconsin, and that would mainly be later today into tonight. Here's that warm front on the map, and again, you'll see those showers and thunderstorms ride right along that warm front. The entire system, though, is going to lift off to the north and east, so it will get closer to Wisconsin through the day today. You'll definitely notice an increase in the clouds as you head towards the afternoon. Just a little bit of high-level cloudiness in the Platteville area this morning, but a beautiful sunrise earlier today. Lots of sun still in Platteville and across all of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are in the 50s, close to 60 in Platteville and Mineral Point, 55 here in Madison. A little bit cooler to the east. We have 51 in Juneau and 52 in Watertown this morning. Our dew points today are going to stay in check. It's not going to get too humid today with those dew points in the low to mid 50s. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Again, we start with clear skies for the area. Light southeasterly winds today with an increase in the clouds from the west. There is a chance that a few of those showers or thunderstorms may clip far southwestern Wisconsin later on this afternoon into this evening. Otherwise, temperatures dropping back into the 60s overnight. Again, chances for rain overnight into early Saturday, and then looks like a good part of tomorrow may actually be dry. It's going to be a little bit warmer, though, and more humid with highs in the upper 70s. Our rain chances then really increase Saturday night into Sunday. It looks like Sunday could be a pretty wet day for the area. Your future track precipitation potential could get high, over an inch in some spots if you find yourself under one of those stronger thunderstorms. Our forecast then heading into next week, rain chances continue on Monday. We head into the 80s and don't look back. Nighttime lows will be in the 60s as well, so it's going to be much warmer around here. Now it's time to get a look at those first alert traffic maps. We'll send it over to Jason Stone this morning, who has all the details. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. No issues on the Beltline so far this morning. Volume on the interchanges at Stoughton and Verona is increasing. All routes around Dane County and heading into Madison are clear for commuters, and traffic is moderate on East Wash, while light around the Capitol Square. With your first alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you, Hattie. So we first found out what toys did when we left the room back in 1995 with Toy Story, and now the fourth movie in that franchise is out this weekend. Here with a preview of Toy Story 4 is our film critic, Will Loper. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Josh. So apparently being emotionally traumatized after the third film in which we nearly saw Woody, Buzz, and the gang nearly incinerated wasn't enough, Pixar is back again to get those tear ducts working. Take a look at Toy Story 4.
Woody, why am I alive? You are a toy. You belong to Bonnie. These are your friends.
Woody, I have a question. Well, actually, not just one. I have all the questions.
Woody, Buzz, and Bo Peep must find a way to bring Forky, an invented toy, back home to his owner, Bonnie.
We have to find him, Mom.
Bonnie needs Forky.
Aw, Sheriff Woody, always coming to the rescue. That's gonna be quite a jump for you and Duke.
For me? Let's kaboom.
Toy Story 4 is rated G.
Is that how we look on the inside? There's so much fluff.
So how are the reviews looking so far?
Very, very good. So I was very nervous when this movie was announced. You end perfectly with Toy Story 3. The story seems to be wrapped up, and you go for another one and possibly have a bad movie, but it's looking like it worked out.
That's the thing with a franchise like this. You don't want it to end wrong because then all of a sudden you're going to be really upset about the whole series.
Exactly. And you had, you know, Cars 2 and Monsters University, where those sequels, you know, Pixar didn't do so well. So they don't have the best track record when it comes to sequels, but it's looking like it's all right.
All right. Well, you'll have your review on Live at 4 on Monday?
Sure will, yes.
All right. Well, thank you, and have a good weekend.
Yep, you too.
Well, as we officially enter the summer season, it is time to get out and enjoy the area lakes. We'll tell you when you can get out on the water and in your boat for free. But first, Hattie's here to tell us just how warm we're going to get for the first full weekend of summer. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns. Stay with us. .21 on a Friday morning, and summer officially rolls in here in just a few hours, and we're going to be learning something with meteorologist Hattie McLean today.
Yeah, the first day of summer, meteorologists around the world will be drawing attention to climate change, and here's a visual to give you just so you can sort of understand how things are changing. This is Madison annual temperature. The red stripes are 1 year, or each stripe represents 1 year. Red means warmer than average, blue is colder than average. So you can see how Madison has has been trending warmer over time. These records go back to 1869.
There's a lot of red on this side over here.
Especially as we get towards the recent years. In the last 30 years, temperatures globally have been warming quite a bit. Let's change this to Wisconsin, and it's even more pronounced across the state, how we were cooler, trending warmer. And Josh, you may see images like this around, should I point to that camera? This is the Earth or the global temperature going back to 1850s.
That's like all red at the end there.
The last 30 years it's been warming and warming at a pretty rapid pace. So just sort of a visual to get you to think about climate change and how things impact us, because it will have an impact on everyone as we go forward.
Very interesting.
So yeah, first day of summer though, time to celebrate, right?
We're feeling red hot this morning, as you can tell.
We are, a lot of red showing around. We've had kind of a cool spring, but things are going to heat up around here. Let's take a look at temperatures this morning. Pretty comfortable outside this morning. Temperatures are in the mid-50s right now, 55 here in Madison, 54 in Janesville. A little bit cooler to the east, likewise a little bit warmer to the west with some high-level clouds already streaming into southern Wisconsin. Those clouds will continue to fill in through the day. You see your day planner temperatures turning cloudy for the afternoon. Temperatures topping though in the mid-70s, just a little bit below normal for this first day of summer. Normal highs would be right around 80 degrees. That extended forecast though, wanted to show you for the weekend. We do get a little warmer with highs right around 80. Showers and thunderstorms though will be moving into the area. There's a chance west of Madison this afternoon. Better chances overnight than right into Saturday and Sunday. And you can see we're going to have a very extended stretch of 80s as we go through next week.
All right, Hattie, thank you so much. Looking like some good lake weather there. And if you're looking to enjoy some time on the lakes, you can do that this weekend for free. Tomorrow is free lake access day in Dane County. Boaters will be able to use the boat launches at Lakes Mendota, Monona, Waubesa, Kegonsa, Fish Lake, and the Ohara River for free. The Tenney Boat Lock will also be open for free passage tomorrow, and we have a list of all of the parks that you can launch from on the Channel 3000 mobile app. Well, there's some good news for any of you who plan on enjoying the lakes with your family this summer. The City of Madison's Blue Waters Barge program has expanded to pick up debris along the shorelines of Lake Monona, Mendota, and Kegonsa. The lake barges take aquatic plants and debris off of piers, stormwater outlets, and beaches from now until the end of August. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi hopes the program will bring environmental benefits. All right, 6:24 right now. Still ahead for us. President Trump calls off a potential airstrike against Iran at the last minute. We'll have the very latest on that coming up. And also details into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight as we now know the identity of the boy who went missing in the Wisconsin River as that search now enters its third day. More local news is coming up on News 3 Now this morning. Stay with us. This morning, we're learning U.S. troops almost made an airstrike on Iran last night. We have the very latest on the rising tensions.
And we're live for the links this morning, who you'll see, where to park, and what else to expect here at University Ridge Golf Course ahead of this year's AmFam Championship.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us on this Friday, June 21st. I'm Josh Brighter. Lee Linscheid has the morning off. Happy first official start to summer. Later this morning, we're going to be heating things up as meteorologist Hattie McLean is out on the patio this morning. Feeling a little bit more summer-like in the coming days, Hads.
Yes, definitely looking ahead, Josh. We have a lot of 80s in that extended forecast. Not a bad start to the summer as well today. We have sunshine this morning, comfortable temperatures in the 50s, looking at highs in the 70s. Polar bears already doing laps once again in the pool today. If you haven't been getting a lot of use out of the pool yet because the weather's been cool, well, just wait till next week. I think those pools around the area are going to get pretty busy. Now, Weather Track is showing you satellite and radar combined. There is some cloud cover moving into southwestern Wisconsin. The clouds will spread eastward and thicken up as we head towards the afternoon. So enjoy that sunshine this morning. Temperatures as you head out the door, again, mid to upper 50s early today. We are headed to highs in the mid 70s, though we'll lose that sunshine. Just an outside chance for a shower or thunderstorm, mainly southwest of Madison this afternoon. Here's a look at your traffic report. Things are starting to get a little busier on Stoughton Road as you approach the Beltline from the south. Also some slowdowns, or brake lights, I should say, starting to show up on Verona Road approaching the Beltline as well. No other accidents, though, across the area, which is great news. Travel on the interstate still looking good. I would anticipate some delays, though, in the PDM area right around that golf tournament later on this morning.
Longest day of the year and a beautiful start to it, Hads.
That's true. Can't wait.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Time right now is 6:30. Here are the three things you need to know this morning. A plan for a U.S. military strike against Iran is now canceled just hours before it was supposed to start. The U.S. made preparations for an attack in retaliation for downing a U.S. surveillance drone this week. An anonymous U.S. official says the targets could have included radars and missile batteries. The New York Times reports that President Trump had approved the strikes overnight, but then called them off. An official said the strikes were recommended by the Pentagon and were among the options presented to senior administration officials. The chief of police in Richland Center is currently under investigation by the state. Chief Lucas Clements didn't come to the door to answer our questions about the investigation, but News 3 Now got a tip from someone who lives in the town of that department that the Department of Justice, specifically the Department of Criminal Investigations, is on that case. The county sheriff confirms that to us, but he couldn't confirm the nature of the investigation. A member of the City Police Commission confirmed Clements is on administrative leave, but couldn't say more than that. Clements has been the chief in Richland Center since 2015, but he's been in the department for around 16 years. In that time, we couldn't find any other public indications of misconduct. Overnight, officials identified the missing child in the Wisconsin River as an 11-year-old Grand Marsh boy. Officials will start their third day of searching to try and recover the body of Jamison Owen Dean Miller. Miller was reported missing around 6 Tuesday night near the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources natural area. He was swimming with his family along the beach when he went underwater and never resurfaced. This August will mark 19 years since tragedy struck Thomas Bingham's family. His brother's wife, her 3 kids, his stepdaughter and son went swimming along the Wisconsin River in Grant County. Bingham's stepdaughter, who was 9 years old at the time, tells us she and the other kids walked on a sandbar and the current took them under. She was able to fight her way back to shore, but Bingham's sister-in-law, Brenda Zink, her 2 sons and daughter didn't make it. Bingham says whenever he hears of someone being lost in the river, he thinks of his brother's family and the many others impacted.
Every year it seems like there's 2 or 3 people drowning in that river. So we got to figure out what to do, and I don't know what to do. It's, to get the state involved, get the DNR involved, or whatever you have to make these people wake up and go to beaches where they're safe and stuff instead of that Wisconsin River.
Bingham says he'd like the state to make a greater effort in warning about the dangers of that river. He stresses no matter what, if you're going to be in it, please have a life jacket. To the state capitol now, where Republican lawmakers and abortion opponents are calling on Governor Evers to sign 4 abortion bills he's promised to veto. Supporters of the measures held a rally at the state capitol, while abortion rights advocates dressed as characters from The Handmaid's Tale and held signs in opposition. Republican leaders signed copies of the bills that passed earlier this month. The governor's spokesperson says he still plans on vetoing the measures. New video released by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation shows the moment a semi-truck exploded on I-94 in Racine County Wednesday. If you look in the top right corner of your screen, you'll be able to see the fiery plume from the crash that killed 2 drivers and injured several others. The crash was caused by an overcorrecting semi and another semi swerving off the road to avoid causing further damage. We have a first alert traffic note for you if your drive takes you near the campus area. Starting Monday, the westbound stretch of West Dayton between South Park Street and the East Campus Mall will be closed. That's the block of Dayton between Park Street and the Kohl Center. Crews will be doing some utility work, and that closure is expected to last around 6 weeks. And if you're planning on getting on I-3990 from the Beltline, you might have to rework your route next week. The westbound lanes of the Beltline entering the I-3990 interchange will be closed from 7 at night until 6 in the morning this Tuesday and Wednesday. Traffic will be sent north on the interstate to Highway 30 and exit 138B and south on US 51 Stoughton Road. Another closure to be on the lookout for will be at the northbound I-3990 ramp to the westbound Beltline. The ramp to I-3990 southbound will be closed in both nights and detoured using Highway 30 and US 51. 6:34 this morning, Edgerton native and Madison resident Steve Stricker is bringing his tourney back to town this weekend. In addition to his 12 wins on the PGA Tour, one of Stricker's biggest accomplishments is starting the American Family Championship. Christina Laurie joins us live from University Ridge Golf Course this morning with more. Good morning, Christina.
Josh, Steve Stricker is far from the only big name out here at the tournament this morning. The celebrity foursome year after year is one of the biggest draws. Back to talk with us is tournament director Nate Pokrass. Thank you so much. So who are some of the celebrities that are going to be out here this year?
Yeah, we're extremely excited for tomorrow, Saturday, our ever popular celebrity foursome hosted by Andy North. We'll also joining Andy will be Toby Keith after his concert tonight down at Bree Stevens. He'll be sticking around tomorrow to play in our celebrity foursome. Brett Favre will be making his 4th annual return back, and then we're extremely excited to have arguably the greatest of all time in Jack Nicklaus coming to Madison and teeing off with us tomorrow at 2:30 p.m.
And it's been a while since Jack Nicklaus has been here in Wisconsin, is that right?
From a competitive standpoint, it's been since the mid-'80s, since the Greater Milwaukee Open. So I know fans are really excited to see him, and I know our ticket sales have been extremely strong, and we'll have great fan support tomorrow.
And this year, the good news, the forecast is looking really good, not a muddy mess, kind of like last year. So what's the parking situation like?
Yeah, parking will be really convenient and easy for our fans. They'll be parking today at Verona Schools. We have bus shuttling system bringing everybody right to the front gate. Just follow the signs. Madison Police will be controlling traffic at PD&M to get everybody in safely, quickly. But extremely easy to park down at Verona Schools today. Grab a shuttle right to the front gate and enjoy the day.
And you've been tournament director here for the past 4 years now. You've helped raise millions of dollars. How does that make you feel to be part of such a monumental effort?
We have really a great team here, a great volunteer base, an outstanding tournament team. So many people come together to ultimately know we're putting on a professional golf tournament, but they know all proceeds benefit local charities, and couldn't be prouder of the team that we have in place.
And quick, one last pitch for anyone who's debating whether or not they should come out here to the links this weekend.
Definitely come out. There's going to be tens of thousands of fans. Come join it. Easy to get here, amfamchampionship.com to get tickets and come out and join us. We appreciate everybody attending.
Thank you so much, Nate. And we have links of how you can get tickets, where to park, who will be out here, everything you need to know ahead of this weekend on our website as well, channel3000.com. So you can just head over there. And the first players, they tee off at 9 o'clock this morning, just about 2 hours, 20-ish minutes away, Josh.
All right, Christina, I'm kind of curious, how are your golfing skills?
They're not great. Thanks for asking. My parents signed me up for golf lessons when I was little, and they did not go well.
Oh, well, I appreciate...
That's why I'm standing with a microphone.
I appreciate you trying anyway. Thank you so much, Christina Laurie, live for us this morning. Thanks, Christina. Ladies, if you feel like you're not getting enough sleep and your social life isn't what you want it to be, you're not alone. A survey from the Labor Department says women are working longer hours, spending more time taking care of the kids, and doing more work around the house. They're also sleeping less and spending less time relaxing or socializing. Coming up on 6:38 right now. Still ahead for us on a Friday morning. The weekend is here, and we have a look at some of the events going on during a very busy weekend here in the 608. Keep watching News 3 Now this morning. We've been asking you to share your morning with us, and Lauren has a fantastic shot of the sunrise over the lake right there. A beautiful shot of the sunrise. Lee and I always love those photos. Thank you so much for sharing. If you've got a morning you'd like to share with us, you can take a picture and post it to the Channel 3000 Facebook page, or you can also go to Twitter and Instagram and just use that hashtag MyNews3Morning so we can share our favorites right here on the program. Well, the weekend of the 608 is finally upon us, and here's a look at what's going on in the Madison area. Make Music Madison, part of worldwide celebration of music on the summer solstice, will include 400 performances at 100 locations around town. This morning, starting at 9 o'clock, musicians will play in parks, restaurants, and businesses. All you have to do is go to makemusicmadison.org for the schedule and maps. On the 30th anniversary of the release of The Little Mermaid, Four Seasons Theater is putting the Under the Sea story of Ariel, Ursula, and King Triton on stage for one weekend only. That's at Shannon Hall in the Wisconsin Union Theater tonight and tomorrow night at 7:30 and Sunday at 2. Madison Comedy Week comes to a close this weekend with stand-up comic showcases at the Nomad World Pub, Glass Nickel Pizza on Atwood Avenue, the Winnebago, and Fair Trade Coffee House. That's happening today through Sunday. And the High Noon Saloon is reviving the spirit of the late 90s women-led music festival Lilith Fair tomorrow night by having more than 24 Wisconsin-based female-led bands play the music of the original lineup of those performers. You can enjoy the music of Sarah McLachlan, Paula Cole, and Bonnie Wright. All those proceeds will go to charity, and that's tomorrow afternoon at 4. Remember, you can always get this month's Madison magazine for all of the best in the Madison area. All right, 6:43 is your time this morning. We'll be heating things up just in time for this first official weekend of summer. And Hattie says there's more where that came from, with a lot of summer-like weather on the way to round out the month of June. Beautiful shot of the sunrise there. She'll have her updated extended forecast coming up. But first, it is Friday, June 21st, and we want to say happy birthday to Oliver and all the kids turning 3 today. Happy birthday, Oliver, and thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning. Welcome back at 6:46, a live look at University Ridge Golf Course. You can see the big dream there for the American Family Championship happening this weekend. And Hattie, I think we've been dreaming for summer for a very, very long time, and it is coming in hot. And I mean hot. That humidity is going to be cranking up here in the coming days.
Yeah, we are really going to heat things up with 80s in the forecast, but can't get over the amount of green in that golf course shot. Just a testament to all the rain that we've had this spring. Wanted to start this morning. We have clear skies. It's been a beautiful sunrise across southern Wisconsin. Got this picture sent in from one of our viewers. First day of summer. This picture taken at Door Creek Nature Trail. A beautiful sunrise there, clear skies in the area. Thanks for sending that one in, Krishna. We have a great start to the day. Enjoy the sunshine early because all this moisture off to the south and west is going to eventually be heading in our direction. Now, first we'll see an increase in the clouds, staying mainly dry here in Madison today. There is a chance for a few showers or thunderstorms to clip the southwestern corner of the state. Chances for rain then overnight tonight into early Saturday, but I think we'll actually get a good chunk of the day on Saturday with dry conditions. Moisture then moves back in for Saturday night into Sunday, and it's looking like Sunday could be a pretty wet day from north to south for the entire state. So those wet conditions for the second part of the weekend, and unfortunately it looks like that wet weather continues into Monday as well. Now, total precipitation could be on the high side in some spots, in excess of an inch possible, especially if you find yourself under one of those stronger thunderstorms. Here's a look at what's happening this morning. Speaking of thunderstorms, there's quite a bit of activity to our south and west. It will eventually be moving to the north and east, but right now the movement on those storms actually is east-southeasterly. There's a marginal risk for severe weather today across southwestern Wisconsin, much of the same as we head into Saturday. So we'll watch those storms as they move into the area rather closely. Here's a look at our temperatures early today. 60s off to the west, generally in the 50s here, though, in southern Wisconsin this morning. So a nice, comfortable start to the day. Dew points will stay in the 50s today as well. Your future track forecast model showing you sunshine this morning. Temperatures climbing back to around 70 by lunchtime. Watch the clouds roll in for the afternoon. Again, there's that potential for some rain south and west of Madison. Chances for rain then overnight tonight into Saturday morning for southern Wisconsin, and then mainly dry through the midday hours on Saturday. Here's a look at that extended forecast. We have temperatures that will climb into the 80s starting on Sunday and then stay in the 80s. So the first week of summer, Josh, is definitely going to feel like it. We'll have nighttime lows in the 60s, warmer daytime temps, and those nighttime temps staying warmer as well. Here's a look at our pet walk forecast.
Marla.
Oh, Marla looks a little scared, a little camera shy.
I don't know if Marla's ready for that heat.
Probably not. Got a lot of fur.
That is a lot of fur.
But a cute picture, though. Thanks for sending that one in. 75 at 3 p.m. I don't think Marla's going for a walk, but anybody else?
I don't think so. Can you put a leash on a rabbit? I don't know.
I think some people have. You can train them.
They do it on cats, so you never know.
But do they like it?
I don't know. I wouldn't. Let me go.
I know, exactly.
All right, Eddie, thank you. Stay with us for the morning sprint up next. 6:53, time for the morning sprint as our team gives you more local news than anybody else to start our Friday. We start in the Dells this morning. That's where overnight officials identified the missing child in the Wisconsin River as an 11-year-old Grand Marsh boy. Crews will start their third day of searching to try and recover the body of Jamison Owen Dean Miller. Miller was reported missing around 6 Tuesday night. He was swimming with his family along the beach when he went underwater and never resurfaced. A plan for a U.S. military strike against Iran is now canceled just hours before it was supposed to start. The U.S. made preparations for an attack in retaliation for downing a U.S. surveillance drone this week. The New York Times reports that President Trump had approved the strikes overnight, but later called them off. This morning, Iran claims it issued multiple warnings before shooting down that drone. The chief of police in Richland Center, Lucas Clements, is currently under investigation by the state this morning. News 3 Now received information from someone who lives in that town that the Department of Criminal Investigations is conducting the investigation. The county sheriff confirmed that to us as well. Chief Clements is currently on administrative leave and declined to answer our questions about the investigation. The Grant County Sheriff's Office is now investigating what happened when a man died while in the Richland County Jail Wednesday night. Deputies arrested 25-year-old Kevin Flint while he was being booked. The sheriff said he had a medical reaction. He later died at the hospital. The sheriff is waiting to release more details until the autopsy and toxicology report is in.
Summer officially starts in about 4 hours. We have clear skies this morning across southern Wisconsin, but already some high-level clouds starting to move in from the west. We are going to lose the sunshine as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures, though, will still make it back into the mid-70s with a light easterly wind. There is a slight chance for a shower thunderstorm, mainly south and west of Madison later this afternoon.
Patty, thank you. The state legislature is set to vote next week on a 2-year spending plan drafted by GOP leaders. If one more Republican senator votes no, that budget will not pass. 2 Republican senators already say they won't vote in favor of the plan. Governor Evers refused to say whether he'll veto that bill if it does make it to his desk. Republican lawmakers and abortion opponents are calling on Governor Evers to sign 4 abortion bills he's promised to veto. Supporters of the measures held a rally at the Capitol while abortion rights advocates dressed as characters from The Handmaid's Tale and held signs in opposition. The governor's spokesperson says he still plans to veto those bills. Tomorrow is Free Lake Access Day in Dane County. Boaters will be able to use boat launches at Lakes Mendota, Monona, Waubesa, Kaganza, Fish Lake, and the Yahar River for free. The Tenney Boat Lock will also be open for free passage tomorrow. We have a full list of all of the parks you can launch from on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
Opening ceremonies for the American Family Championship start right here at 8:15 this morning at University Ridge Golf Course, kicking off what is set to be a star-studded weekend here on the links. The tournament is now in its 4th year, and it's hosted by Madison native Steve Stricker. He returns to University Ridge as the captain of this year's Ryder Cup team, a big honor for a local and fan favorite. Some tournament highlights. Play this morning tees off at 9 o'clock. Tonight, there's a Toby Keith concert benefiting the American Family Children's Hospital, and the first tee of Wisconsin at Breese-Stevens Field. And then tomorrow, the celebrity foursome of Keith plus Andy North, Brett Favre, and Jack Nicklaus hit the links around 2:30. You can find all this information, plus how to get tickets, up on our website, channel3000.com.
Christina, thank you. A first alert traffic note near downtown Madison. Starting at 5 tomorrow morning, South Blair Street will be fully closed between Railroad Street and Willie Street. The section will be closed until around 7 Sunday night. Right now, East Wilson is fully closed. All traffic between South Franklin and South Blair. It will remain closed until around 7 Sunday night as well. All right, a final look at our first alert traffic now with Jason Stone. Hi, Jason.
Hello. No major issues at this time. Drivers are delayed on the interchanges, but then getting to the posted speed limit once on the Beltline. Slow going on John Nolan heading downtown at Rimrock and Olin, while there is minor congestion at North Shore Drive. With your first alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Thanks, Jason.
And we have a beautiful sunrise this morning. Sun is up. Just notice an increase in the clouds through the day today. Not bad temperature-wise, though, as we climb to a high of 75 degrees. Humidity should stay relatively low today. It is going to increase for the weekend, though. Take a look at this weekend forecast. Unfortunately, we have chances for rain each day, but temperatures warm into the 80s by Sunday. And it looks pretty warm next week, the first week of summer, Josh.
All right, Hattie, looking good. Thank you so much, and thank you all so much for joining us. Make it a great Friday and have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.